Yes! Let's go! Let's go! The Flyers, they force a Game 7! Ivan Provorov, double overtime! Let's go! Oh my god, the frustration, the stress, it all was worth it! It was worth it! We forced a Game 7 when we were down 3-1 in this series! We have a Game 7 this Saturday at 7:30! Oh my god! The Flyers find a way. They were getting outshot. Oh my goodness, they were getting outshot by a wide margin. The Islanders had like over 50 shots. We had barely like 30. We had barely 30 shots in this game, but we still freaking won when we scored 5 goals. Whoo! Whoo! Running through a brick wall. Running through a brick wall. But before anything else, just the pure happiness of this moment before and during the game, where you find out before everything, all the happiness happened, that you don't have Sean Couturier in the lineup tonight, neither does Joel Farabee, so you slot in Michael Raffl, and then you slot in Oscar Lindblom. Oscar Lindblom, his first game since December, his first game since being diagnosed with his cancer, and being off his final procedure with his cancer. And to be out here in Game 6, pumping the boys up, knowing that he's out there on the ice, and he went through it, and he's back. He's back with the team skating, and he's playing games. It's something, it's amazing. It's absolutely amazing. Anyone who is a fan of hockey has to appreciate this moment. Even if you're not a fan of the Flyers, this is a genuine great moment for the sport of hockey. Seeing a guy that was diagnosed with cancer, he had to be out for a long period of time, and also going through COVID at the same time, finds a way, he gets through his final procedures, he's cleared for playing, he's with the team now in the bubble, and he plays his first game, and the Flyers win in the double overtime. It's a tearjerker. I want to cry. I want to cry for Oscar Lindblom. That's how happy I am right now. But the game in general, oh my goodness. The Flyers, opportunistic, you can call them that. They were very opportunistic in this game. But they barely took shots, man. Even though the shots that they got, they went into the net. But they still barely took shots. It was such a frustrating day, and then like sloppy plays, and then you get the terrible challenge by Alain Vigneault. There were a lot of goals from the Islanders that probably shouldn't have happened because the Flyers punched themselves in the foot. Because you get turnovers, you get the terrible challenge, and then that challenge ensues a power play for the Islanders, and they score on that. It's just so many mistakes right there that could be avoided if you don't do those things. You also get a terrible pinch on that second goal. There's a lot of things that could have been avoided in this game, and could have been less stressful for everyone watching on their couches around the tri-state area at this point, in the Delaware County. It was a very stressful game, but the Flyers, they get it going early. They get it going halfway through this first period. A turnover, an odd turnover by the New York Islanders. In this first period, it was very back and forth. It was hard-hitting, and basically that was setting the pace for the entire game. But a rare turnover by the New York Islanders in their own defensive zone going into the neutral zone, and the Flyers jump on the puck. It's Robert Haig handing it over to Travis Konechny, who then hands it over to Kevin Hayes, and he goes top cheese, where mama hides the cookies, and the Flyers go up 1-0. And then the Flyers are not done from there. Another turnover by the Islanders not that long after. In the offensive zone, the Flyers push on it. Jake Voracek hands it off to JVR, who's skating up. He's wearing his big boy pants, and with that, he winds up and he claps it past Varlamov. And the Flyers go up 2-0, just like that. But then there are mistakes that come in at the end of this period. When Nicolas Aube-Kubel is going up the ice, he feels like there should have been an interference penalty on Anders Lee. And when the penalty is not called, he takes a retaliation slash. And the Islanders go on the penalty because of that. Honestly, I'm not going to gripe about that, but not on the fact that Anders Lee wasn't called because, and the fact it doesn't matter at this point, but Nicolas Aube-Kubel, if you're not getting the call going your way, you cannot retaliate because you're going to get called for a penalty. And he takes a stupid slash, and the Islanders, they go on the power play. They don't score on the power play for say, but it's directly right after what leads to the goal. and the Islanders, they're still set up in the zone. The penalty kill was good, but it was those last few seconds going off of the power play. So you get Taves behind the net. He brings it up to the middle. He brings it up to Derek Brassard with a nice redirection, and it puts it right behind Carter Hart. And it's a 2-1 hockey game. And that's where the mistakes come in right there. And the Islanders, you can tell they were jumping right from the get-go at the end of that period. They were getting their legs going again. They were starting to push. They were starting to forecheck. They were making the Flyers play sloppy once again. And then you go into the second period, it's basically more of the same. The Flyers are in the offensive zone. But then Justin Braun tries to pinch on a puck on the right boards, and he fails at it, and it leads to a rush for the Islanders the other way. And Braun does get back, but then it's a little bit of a setup, a 3-on-2, and then Matt Martin finds a way to put it past Carter Hart, even though there's a whole situation going on in front of the net with Carter Hart, and this is where the whole situation where Alain Vigneault decides to challenge for goaltender interference, where he should not have. Look, AV, I understand like the previous two challenges in this series maybe could have gone the other way, but this was a definite you should not have challenged that. That was a terrible reason to challenge because the Islanders were jumping and that goal was not going to be reversed. That was clearly not goaltender interference. Braun tripped the guy going in the heart and it just happened that way. So AV challenges, I don't know what they saw on that replay. They challenge. It doesn't get reversed, and you get a delay of the game penalty, and the Islanders score on that ensuing delay of game penalty because you get Matthew Barzal, that first line, doing their damn thing. Barzal comes up on the right side, throws the biscuit on Carter Hart. It goes off to the left side, and then there's Anders Lee there to bury it past Carter Hart, and it's subtly a 3-2 game right there. And then this period was more Islanders than Flyers. Like I said, the Flyers were opportunistic, and the Flyers, it goes a little over halfway into this period. You get the third, the fourth line out there, and you're getting a little bit of setup right there. So you got Ivan Provorov, Nicolas Aube-Kubel throws a shot on the net, and then it's Michael Raffles planting his ass right in front of the goaltender, waiting for the rebound, and he puts the puck right past Varlamov on the rebound to tie the game at 3 goals apiece. So the Flyers tie it. But then you had to get out of that period. You cannot let the Islanders respond. And the Islanders were pushing once again and continue to push. And then, like I said, you cannot allow that last minute goal. But it happens because you get Travis Sanheim, a little bit of miscommunication behind the net. He tries to bring the puck up the right side. I have no idea what he's doing when someone is literally right behind him and it's Derek Brassard. And then he turns it over to Matthew Barzal. And what does he do? He comes up the right side into the circle and snipe between Sanheim's legs and over Carter Hart's shoulder, and it's a 4-3 hockey game going into the third period. And at that point, we all thought that was the dagger. That was the dagger that was going to end the Flyers' season. But it doesn't go that way. So halfway through this third period, the Flyers, they're still getting pressed. They're still getting pressed, and there's a penalty. The Islanders go on the power play. They can't do much off of it, and the Flyers kill it. And right off that ensuing penalty kill, Claude Giroux with a nice redirect pass to Scott Laughton. It does fumble over a little bit of Islander sticks right onto the stick of Scott Laughton, but he gets a breakaway and he does a nice little deke move, puts it right past Varlamov, and the game is tied at 4 goals apiece. And then basically at this point, the Flyers, they still are not generating shots. There was a lot of chances for both sides, but we go to overtime. Once again, overtime in back-to-back games. And it was going to be a tough one, and you saw right from the get-go, both Carter Hart, oh my god, you have to buy Carter Hart some dinner tonight. Even though you're stuck in a bubble, find a way to pay for his dinner. Because he stole this overtime session for the boys. He stole the overtime session because the Islanders had a lot of chances. They had a breakaway. Carter Hart makes the save. They get a little bit of odd man rushes. Carter Hart's there to make the save where the Islanders missed the net. And the Flyers, they're gifted power plays during these overtimes, and they can't do anything. Because, power play sucks. The power play is so abysmal right now. I have no idea why it's so abysmal. There's so much talent on this power play. I don't understand how it's this bad. A freaking Pee-wee hockey team can set up better plays than this power play right now. And then save after save after save. Flyers, they're getting some chances. They're getting some pucks on net. Nothing really that dangerous. The Islanders, they continue to get some dangerous chances. Carter Hart making fantastic save after fantastic save. Also one on Anders Lee where he got the leg just over in enough time. And we go into the double overtime. And this is the first Flyers double overtime in how many years? I think the stat said 2008 when the Flyers were in the first round against the Washington Capitals, that long back then. And it's like, oh my God, this is unfamiliar territory right there. And the Flyers, they were hampering it down more defensively in this period. They were getting chances. Same thing with the Islanders, but the Flyers were there to cash in on the extra rebounds and all the pucks going into the corners. They were playing it a lot better, and they were getting back onto Islanders' rushes. But the Islanders, they were still getting their chances, and the Flyers, they were still getting their chances. Nothing really dangerous in the beginning stages. The Flyers I think they do take a power play during this second no, actually they don't. They took a penalty during the first overtime, and it carried over into the second overtime, and the Flyers killed that off. And basically back and forth play the entire time, and then you get the third line out there, and they're generating chances, and you get the puck going to Ivan Provorov's stick. This is with 5 minutes left in the double overtime. You get the Provorov running in on the puck, and he fires it. And it goes by Varlamov, and the Flyers win, and we go to Game 7! Let's go! Let's go! Whew, I'm pumped. We're going to Game 7. The Flyers found a way to force it to Game 7. There's a lot of damn problems with this game. A lot of damn problems. You were outshot 53-31 in this game. Oh boy. Outshot by that wide of a margin. It's not good. The Islanders in the first period, they had 10 shots. In the second, they had 18. In the third, they had 14. But the Flyers in the second overtime, they were the better team. They got 8 shots to the Islanders 2. The Flyers were getting much better of the chances, and the Flyers were playing much better defensively in that second period. And there was a key going into the overtimes too, that both of the Flyers' goals were scored off of icings by the Islanders. This time it wasn't. This time the Flyers, they brought up into the zone, and they were able to set up a play where Ivan Provorov was able to jump on the loose puck and fire it by Varlamov. And we get a Game 7. That's all that matters right now. I'm so pumped right now. I'm assuming Sean Couturier is not going to be playing in Game 7 either. They really didn't disclose how long he's going to be out for. You saw him in the bleachers during watching this game where the other scratch players sit at. But I would assume he's not going to be available for Game 7. Same thing with Joel Farabee. I would assume with Joel Farabee, it's more like concussion symptoms after he took that hit to the head in Game 6. No, in Game 5. So it's the Flyers. I would assume they would go to the same exact lineup. Who knows with the Islanders? Maybe they go to Greiss in Game 7. Maybe they stick with Varlamov, even though he did allow 5 goals on 31 shots. During this entire game, Varlamov didn't really see that much, especially in the first overtime where the Flyers didn't really generate that much in the beginning. But then the Flyers, they start pounding and pounding and pounding. Then they find a way to score their goals. They were the opportunistic team. They were scoring off the chances they got. But the Flyers, they still need to find a way to pump at this team consistently. Because when they went up 2 goals, the Flyers just, once again, they felt like they stopped shooting. They just stopped trying to get the pucks on the net. And when the Flyers were shooting the puck, it was going in. So I don't know what clicks into their mind just to not shoot. And that's one of the problems right here. And this power play has to get going. This power play needs to find a way to get some kind of spark on it. Because right now it's not working. Right now this power play is not working. And that's going to kill them. Even though the Islanders, they're a very disciplined team, the Flyers got a lot of power plays, especially in that overtime, to find a way to seal up the game. But they eventually did it. They eventually sealed it off and forced a Game 7. But it needs to be fixed. But hey, it's one game at a time mentality at this point, and you forced a Game 7. The pressure is on the Islanders right now because they're the ones that, as of right now, choked the 3-1 series lead, and now it's going to a Game 7. So you got to find a way to be the more desperate team in Game 7 to find a way to get to the conference finals. So, again, one game at a time mentality. And we're going to a Game 7, baby. I am pumped. It's Saturday at 7:30. I am parking my ass on the couch during that time, and I'm going to be pumped. It's going to be electric. The Flyers going to a Game 7. It's the Stanley Cup Finals in a Game 7. Who can say that's not exciting? Whew. I am pumped. So what are your thoughts on this game? What are your thoughts on the Flyers forcing a Game 7? And what do you think it's going to turn out for Game 7? What do you think the Flyers need to do to find a way to put the Islanders down for good in Game 7? So, don't forget to leave a comment in the comment section. Don't forget to drop a like. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel. And I will see you next time.